as well as the zodiac signs can support you in a holistic way, or just some elements that you can also learn about within your personal chart in a medical or from a holistic or root work perspective, then you come to the right place. I just checked out for a second. My name is Crew, aka a Rainy Storm. If you come to transform, you come to the right place. If you are coming in for the first time, welcome to my humble abode. And if you are returning, what it is, what's up? All right. Before we get into it, we're going to be talking about Aquarius root work. But before we get into that, I do have readings open again and available, so you can definitely check that out with the link below. I also have Venus retrograde. There's a video that I just dropped not too long ago about Venus retrograde. I'm trying to think if this is going to skip before. I'm not really sure if it's going to skip before or after, but I also have an extended video as well there if you want to check that out. And also other offerings available on my website. But I'm not going to hold you with that. Oh, and a downloaded PDF for a cheat sheet for Rootwork Astrology as well. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. I am going to go into a longer series about this energy, especially if we talk about like root work and we're talking about holistic or coming from a holistic perspective in astrology, but this is just kind of like the opening taste. So for Aquarius in Rootwork Astrology, the energy of Aquarius, first and foremost, and just when we talk about Rootwork Astrology, this is the humanitarian, right? This is the revolutionary. This is the the collective, the friendships, the rebel, if you will. I like to think Aquarius and rootwork astrology because rootwork is not something that is traditional. This is more spiritual and not institutional when we talk about rootwork astrology or rootwork in itself. Aquarius is the unconventional ways and methods that we use this energy, okay? So, for example, I'll give you an example for rootwork astrology. So, traditionally, some people will go to a doctor's office for a checkup to make sure that everything is functioning in their body and whatever. And the Aquarian way to do this, or we would talk about rootwork astrology, would be for someone who maybe goes to like a shaman to heal, or maybe goes and get Reiki healing to heal, or goes to some type of somatic therapy or EDMR to get healing. So this is where you can kind of see Aquarius energy come in. It's something that's a little bit more unconventional. It's not something that you can really study in the books. We could even go on to say that Aquarius is quote unquote science per se, but I would like to say because Aquarius is unconventional, you start to get that energy, or you can experience this energy with Aquarius here, okay? So the energy that Aquarius also has too, if we're talking about like planetary energy, is ruled by Saturn, but it's also ruled by Uranus. So it has this esque of tradition. It has this S for the Saturnian side, this restriction, these kind of organized or organization rule, like I said, like an institution would. But then you have your Uranian energy, which is kind of like galactic in its own way. It's the unconventional energy that started before we actually had this, restriction and regulated way of practicing medicine and things like that here. So you can definitely see that. Also, too, Aquarius is fixed air. I know a lot of people look at Aquarius as the water sign because of its representation, but this is the dipping of knowledge. This is stuff that you can't really, like I said, science is science, but this is stuff that you cannot really learn fully in a textbook. This is just stuff that becomes, or it can come from like downloaded knowledge. And when I say downloaded knowledge, I mean like maybe your grandmother used to practice this in a past life or something like that, or before she passed, she used to practice this thing, and then when she passed away, or even while she was living, she passed that knowledge down to you, and now you have that knowledge. Or she had this particular gift that maybe wasn't activated while she was alive, or it was activated but it laid dormant in you, but then when she passed away, she passed that particular gift to you, or you started to learn this knowledge through this transition, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? So that's what you can see for Aquarius. I also want to say and cut in, if y'all have any kind of like information that you want to add, or anything that you want to learn a little bit more about in the future, please add that in the comments below, because I do love to read y'all's comments and how y'all think and feel. Or if you have any of these placements and experience any of these things either, I would like to know in the comments down below. So when we're talking about the body, when it comes to Aquarius, we see veins, we see skin, we see bones, and we see the skeleton. It's much like Capricorn in this way, but a little bit more different. I would also say the overall nervous system, all right? We also have the lower legs, the calves, the ankles, we have the teeth, and we have the circulation of the blood, all right? So Aquarius energy helps blood circulate. So if you end up having any kind of blood clots in your body, you can definitely, for example, you can definitely look to what's going on with the Aquarius activity in your body, or what's happening in your body that has to do with Aquarius, and see if there's anything that's transiting this particular energy. I would definitely say an Aquarius placement, but if we're talking the planets that you can look out for is Uranus, and you can also look out for Saturn energy as well too. Planets that it governs, like I said, the circulation, and then the elimination process. I know we talked about this with Scorpio, or the excretion of things that come out of your body, but this is also, before we get to Pisces, which is the end, this is another part of the purification process. I also want to say, which it didn't really mention in the information or the source that I got this from, but I know Aries rules the head, but I would even want to say that, like, Aquarius, because it has to do with the mind, because it's air and communication, I would definitely say that it has a lot to do with the brain nerves. I know it has to do with the veins and things like that, but it has to do with your internal nerves and how you like see things and process information and receive those downloads and things like that. You can see here as well. Now when it comes to diseases that you can see, or illnesses, you can have accidents to the ankles, you can have I don't know what that says that I put on there, but something that has to do with the veins, which I kind of brought up there, blood poisoning, and nervous system diseases as well too. So, you know, if you feel like your nerves are in, what's wrong, baby? If you feel like your nerves, is one of the babies is lost. If you feel like your nerves, is in hyperdrive, or your systems are in hyperdrive in some type of way, just looking for the mama, looking for a Zuzu. In hyperdrive, there could be some type of affliction. And I know some people in my mind, as I'm thinking about this, as I'm saying this, I hear somebody saying stress. It could be stress. It could be stress. It could definitely be stress. But I would honestly even look to what is going on in your immediate environment. Like, what is going on around you? What are some of the thoughts that you continue to have? And how is that affecting your nerve? Like, what are you putting in your body? What are you putting in your system? Okay, it's a lot. Okay, y'all. Like, it's a lot coming to me at one time. It's a lot coming to me at one time. Okay. So definitely check your what's happening in your immediate surrounding that could be triggering your nervous system kind of being out of whack. All right. Some of the characteristics you can see here is of this energy is the nervous system causes of like heightened sensitivity. Aquarius is that's why I said you want to check your surroundings, because like Pisces, Aquarius is very sensitive to its environment. So if you feel like, or the Aquarius energy, if you feel like your environment is triggering you in a way where you feel like your nerves is out of whack, or you feel like you're just kind of like hyper, you know, even light, I would even say like maybe you have like some type of light sensitivity or something like that is going on in your immediate environment. I don't know why I wanted to say lights specifically, but something's coming up about like lights, and somebody turning on the lights and you're like, you know, it's like too much or whatever. And this is not just like physical objects. This can be like people and noises and places and things and stuff that can like really, you know, take off your system, that can really hijack your sense of sensitivities and the things that are going on around you. So pay attention to your surroundings if you feel like there's something that's being afflicted, especially when it comes to your nerves. You know, people say, my nerves is bad, my nerves is bad. What is making your nerves bad? Definitely check to see what's happening with the Aquarius energy in your chart, or Saturn or Uranus energy in your chart. Okay, also too, what we can see with this energy, if we're talking about plants, food, and herbs. Speaking of Aquarius, plants, foods, and herbs, Aquarius rising anyway. We have potatoes, kind of like much like Capricorn with the Saturnian energy. Potatoes, spinach, barley, flowers, bushes, and then we have trees. So pine, yew, willow, and elm as well here too, as you can see. So you definitely want to check to see like what's there's some, you know what, I'm gonna add some more things to this. Like I said, I'm gonna do videos in the future before I get to rambling. I'm gonna do more videos that kind of go a little bit more into detail about specifically not only the characteristics or the things that these things govern, but like the herbs and the foods and things like that. And maybe we can get to experimenting and stuff in the future of like what those things look like and the associations. So I'm gonna leave that here with this particular video. Okay, so that's all I have for now. Like I said, if it's anything that you would like to see in the future or anything that you would like to discuss, please let me know in the comments down below. Or if you've had personal connections to the energy that we discussed, please let me know, and I would love to see what y'all have come up with in the comments. All right, so you already know what it is. Definitely check the description box down below. It's a rainy storm checking in, checking out without a doubt. Deuces.